You are live. It says we're live. I don't know if you have to call in. They may be able to hear you. Anybody out there? Is anybody listening out there tonight? Anybody, anywhere? Oh, right. And right in our world. Right. This is no lie. It says we have one watcher. It says that there's 2 people watching now. Yes, please. Oh man, I don't have any cool stuff yet, guys. Oh, I don't think that's the right number. I don't want to give that out. Oh, there is a Journey into Freedom one, but it's Journey into Freedom. Can I change it? Can I edit it? Yeah. Look at this. Uh-oh. Right. Oh, it's not gonna let me for some reason. When I go to edit it, it like does something weird. I don't know. Oh, let's try this. Nope, it doesn't let my keyboard come up for some reason. Isn't it? Okay, so we're just gonna put this one on for now. Oh no, here, Journey into Freedom. Look at that. Ticker. Yay. So yay. So I figured out how to put the little thingy there that says Freedom Revolution Network. And then the ticker that's going by says Journey into Freedom. I don't know where it came from, but it's there, so I'm using it. Okay. Back over to comments. Oh, hi, there you are. See?
How are you?
You didn't even need that link.
Yeah, can I hear it though? Why can't I hear it? Can I put it on my
Why can't I hear
speaker? Yeah, we're gonna see what we can do. I'm gonna try to get my headphones. Maybe that'll make a difference. If I have them, I may or may not have them.
See, these are the things
I don't know. Maybe I can go to mic and no. Let's see. I gotta go to settings, audio. There we go. Can you hear me now, Red? Can you hear me now? No. Yes. No. Maybe so. It's not going. Can you hear me now? No. Well, I can hear you. So maybe you wanna.
But you're coming through my Bluetooth, so I can hear you, but you're real low.
Right, you can't turn the volume up because yeah, that's as far as I can go up.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to see if I can turn it up somehow. It's on speaker.
Maybe.
Let's try it.
So we'll see.
Okay, now.
There we
There
go.
we go. I
got louder.
changed.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep,
Yes.
because now you got a lot of
So I have to go over into more and go to audio and actually put it on Bluetooth, apparently.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's nice
So
that they give you
apologies, guys. Like
yeah,
I said, it's in the stuff there. That this, is a fly by the seat of our pants show, because this is our first actual me able here on the homestead to run all of this myself on this phone. So
right.
bear with us. This learning process, this is the
Yep.
test run
Yep, this is a test
for
run, but it's working. But we've got it. We're live. This is good news.
so yeah, I'm actually really happy with how we're doing right now. So
Yeah, it's getting dark, as you can see.
well, it's
Here's
getting
the
dark.
here's the cows.
Um,
Say good night, ladies. Good night, ladies.
it is definitely starting to get a little dark here.
Let's see. Settings.
We got a lot of stuff, I guess, to catch everybody up on, because I haven't been on here for a little bit.
Oh, you can't see crap.
No, it's dark, dude.
Yeah, no, the actual light from the phone is actually what's lighting my face up. I just figured out. So
Yep. She's like,
that's
I
gonna
just
take a
figured
second.
that out.
I was gonna try to
I
show
love it.
you. I was gonna try to show you the animals, but it's dark, so I can't show you the animals. But I can show you like with my phone thing, but I can't like turn it around like I wanted to. I'm just checking in my garden before we go. So, oh, this is my potato plant. Can you see it?
Oh, I'm so excited about this right now.
Look at my potato plant. Look at it. Look at it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty big.
I love it.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Potato bush?
Yeah, our potato bush. We're on air. So yeah, so
Hi, Iron Man.
yeah, say hello, Mr. Tire. He's back there somewhere.
Fire.
Yeah, see.
No hiding.
Yeah, behind me. Yeah, I'm just looking at my pepper plants.
Oh no,
Looking
you
at
said we were with like peas.
Yep. He was like, oh wait, this isn't just like a normal conversation. Okay, I'm out.
I
Here's
know
our
he rolled.
cucumber. Yeah, yeah, he was out. But everything seems to be going pretty well, so can't complain about that.
Right.
Things are growing, things are getting bigger. Um, yeah. So I gotta go figure out that situation really
Now,
quickly.
email here will show me comments from all
Correct.
destinations that
From all
are in, right?
destinations. That is correct. That's correct. Yep. That is correct. Yep. So if there was one there, you would
Right.
be able to put it up. Yeah. See, you could change your colors. You can do all types of stuff.
I know. I got lime green. I'm excited.
Right? Yes. See? And that's the nice part about it too, is you can customize it. Like I said, when we get your logo, we'll upload it into that logo section, so then you can have it up in the corner. Because otherwise you could go to the brand one, and then
Right.
you could change it all to where you could have like Freedom Revolution up in the corner, change that to where it's like that, and then we could change this to lime green, and bam. See,
Oh, what'd you do?
see how I put the Freedom
Oh,
Revolution up in the top corner, like a actual TV station. See, Freedom Revolution. But we can get you one that has like Journey into Freedom up there.
right.
So,
Oh,
which is yeah, you can even hide us. See, you can hide us. See, we don't even have to be there.
wow.
You can be like in the void. See,
Right.
which is fun.
She's like, see.
Like in the void.
In the
So,
void.
so it's cool. I mean, I like it. Oh,
I
I'm
love
being
it.
attacked. I'm being attacked. I'm being attacked. Okay, there's lots of mosquitoes
Well,
out here.
I'm up.
They're like chasing me. Holy crap. Okay, we gotta get in the vehicle because I'm being attacked
A
by
cup.
blood sucking thirsty mosquitoes. That's a real thing that's happening in my world. Yeah. What?
I said I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Yeah. No, it's great. No, I'm very happy with the upgrade that they chose to give.
All right, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here.
So hello everybody. Oh, that's cool.
Come here. Look.
Oh yeah, then I guess to invite people, you got to go to parts
Here
of
he is.
guests and
This
then
is
invite
Cooper.
them.
Cooper. Look at.
Right.
Come here, Coopy. Don't be shy, buddy. Come here. Come
So,
on.
Cooper.
Cooper. Say hi,
Hi, Cooper.
Bubba.
Hi, buddy. Oh, look at him.
He's
Hi,
so
Cooper.
shy. He's being so shy.
Hi, Cooper.
This is the big guy that's barking all the time to protect the herd
Good for him.
outside. Cooper Duper here. And he doesn't get a lot of attention because he's outside all the time.
Right.
He always wants to be with the does and stuff. And
Mhm.
so I thought I would let him come on the air for a minute.
Oh, hello, Cooper.
Everybody sees it. Yes, and let everybody see it. The little Coopy say.
Lost my
Isn't
shit.
it adorable?
It's terrible. Oh, let me.
All right. Back off. All right, go on. Uh-oh. Go on. Go. Okay. Excuse me. Good boy. I let him in, so he didn't want to go out. He was like, no, I'm in. Uh-oh, what's going on? How come I don't hear you anymore?
I muted my mic. That's why. So I did mute my mic. So if you didn't hear me, that's why. There we go. Hopefully you can hear me now. Now I can't hear you. What the shit? Settings. Audio speakerphone. Okay. Can you hear me? Good? Yes, no, maybe so.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
Yep. I had turned
We're
off
back.
my mic because I had tried to get Mr. Tire to go water the carrots. So I had to turn the thing off. Ooh, dual car cast. How you like that
Did
shit?
you say water the kids?
No, the carrots.
I thought you said water the kids. I was like, what? I was like, no, Scarlett, no.
You can totally tell we're in two different time zones now too. Like it's dark here, it's light outside there. Like it's dark.
Hi, Pam.
Hi, Pam. God dang mosquitoes in here. They're gonna eat me alive, y'all.
Yeah.
They are,
So,
and they see my light, and so they're trying to like attack me. Watch this. I'm gonna be like this the whole time. Like you won't even
got a
see me. Like,
whole
where's the
training book.
oh, right.
Really old stuff too. Like I don't even know when these were written. I'm about to find out though, so let's look.
Right.
1967.
Oh.
Okay, so how to ride and train the Western horse.
Oh. Yeah, yeah.
And there's a whole series, book 1 to 7.
I'm trying to get these dang flies out of here now. God. I got a lot going on here, Gene.
And so book 1 is showing it at halter. Book 2 is Western riding. Is reining. Book 4 is calf roping. Book 5 is cutting contest. Book 6 is rodeos. And book 7 is buy and sell and trailering.
Oh, okay.
And then I got the Before Training Professor Barry's illustrated course in horse training. And I got his whole little series here. So this was published, let's see when. 1976.
Okay.
But so we have this whole series, and book 1 is colt training. Book 2 is disposition and subjection. Book 3 is kicking and bulking.
Oh, I forgot to add.
Book 4 is shying. Book 4 is shying and running away.
Okay.
Book 5 is halter pulling. Book 6 is miscellaneous habits. Book 7 is pony training and special fears. And then book 8 is teaching tricks to horses and dogs.
Oh.
And then I got the whole little Professor Barry's saddle horse instruction. And these were written in 1963.
Okay.
And I've got they just say book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4, and book 5. They don't even tell you like exactly. But so then there's them. And then I got this Farmer's Veterinarian Guide from Barry School of Horsemanship.
Oh, that's cool. That's probably a good one that probably has more natural remedies in it, you know.
Let's see, 1965 is when this was. And this actually has chickens, cows, sheep, swine, and horses.
Oh, we'll have to talk about what they say for cows.
Diseases and treatment, and a veterinary treatise on their diseases and treatment. So, like poultry is in here right away. They're the first thing. Oh, they've got cool, nice illustrated pictures.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Those are nice pictures. You don't even get nice pictures like that in books we get now. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be like a lame copied picture, you know?
I'm trying to figure out how to.
I'm trying to figure out how to not get ate up. Oh, I know. Putting stuff on camera is hard until you figure out how to actually do it. Like, it doesn't look the same, and it's backwards, and you're like...
Of the chicken.
Yeah, oh, that's cool. That's cool to see what's actually inside. Like, there's the breastbone and, you know, all that.
Right. And it tells you everything that's in here. So, you know, you've got your, intermaxillary and your lower mandible.
I'm going to go over by the chickens. You want to go over by the chickens too?
You want to get no dipping soap?
Yeah.
There is there's a marinara. And what did he put in here? Tell me. Well, ask him.
What do you got?
They brought me my things, and we make these at home now.
Oh,
And I'm not
what is
sure
it?
what to put in
What
it.
is it?
That's what I'm saying.
What
Okay,
is
so
it?
these are the pizza ones. So yeah, I want some sauce. Okay, so he made our at home. They're supposed to be egg rolls, but he doesn't know how to roll them, so he makes pockets like this.
Okay, right.
Okay, but it's an egg roll wrap.
Yeah.
Okay,
All you gotta do is roll it,
and
bud. Just roll it over.
but he makes them into these pockets because he
And
doesn't
the pockets are,
know
you know
the
what I make? You know what are good too? The triangles. If you just take two pieces and then take the egg
right.
wash and then stick them together, I do those too. You know what you can do those with too? Taco meat. Taco meat and cheese is really good with that.
But this particular one is ricotta cheese, mozzarella, parmesan, pepperoni.
That sounds good. That sounds good. You know, even my little one would probably eat that. Look at
Right.
her little big jug of tea on air. You're ridiculous.
Oh, man, I don't mess around.
I know.
I'm drinking tea today because I have to take at least one day off of the circle. Because
Yeah,
if I don't, I'm not getting my other stuff in, and bad.
I don't blame you. You gotta
So
have a
today's
mineral balance.
right. So today is my day off of the circle. So I'm drinking my tea.
Your tea. That's wonderful.
Oh look, we got even more chicken pictures.
Ooh. That's cool. Oh, look at the wing. Oh, look at the meat. Oh, look at that. It shows you like where the cuts are.
Yep.
Mm.
And here's
Send
another
me
one.
pictures. Oh, that's cool. That's actually really neat.
And then here.
Hi, Bonnie.
Hey, Bonbon.
Ah, mosquitoes. Okay, hold on.
Bonnie.
On it, you guys. On it.
Bonnie, she's coming. Yeah. I love when Bonnie comes.
Yes, we enjoy it very much.
Here's your next one, G.
Okay, there's the cow. Okay.
Skeletal.
Interesting.
So this tells you all the bones in the cow. And then, there you go.
Oh, yeah. Okay, there's like the nervous system, like the circulatory system. Okay.
Right.
Is that like the liver back there? Okay. Oh, and then there's the meat structure. Oh, that's cool. I make ribeye steaks.
Right.
Where's that? It's a couple.
Ribeye steaks. I don't know if it even says that in it.
It probably does, because you'd need to know where you cut for that. We're gonna find out.
Various points of the cow.
Right.
This is interesting.
You're gonna have to send me up close pictures of this so I can see. You know what I mean? Like, obviously. Oh, okay. And when are they talking about it? What do they say? Just what the points are? Interesting. That's interesting. Whatever, like that 40, like I don't know if it was like 46 or something like that one that's up on like the back end. That's the point. There's like the organs. Okay. Is that like supposed to be like the circulatory system? Do they give you all the different systems? Like circulatory, nervous, and all that? Or is it just like different points?
Yeah, no, it's all there.
Oh, cool. Oh,
Out of these. Oh, and now we have the sheep.
okay.
We don't care as much about the sheep apparently because we just go right into skeleton.
Yeah, they don't even really give you anything good for the sheep. Okay.
Then we got the muscle breakdown. And then the innards.
Okay.
And then we go to pigs. They even give us a picture of the pigs. They didn't give us a picture of the freaking sheep though. So sheep to that are even below pigs apparently. And then we got these are really nice. Like super
They're
nice.
definitely explanatory for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Oh,
I feel
and
like
then
you
the
could
horse. We
learn
didn't
a
even
lot
get
more.
the horse. They just go right into the skeletal of the horse.
Oh, okay. I guess the other ones you'd need to maybe know more information about why they gave you more information. You have to try to check the rating.
Right? Various points of the horse.
Oh, sad. Bonnie said there's a terrible story in town today where a woman just out of town had never been taking care of her sheep and it had never been shorn and it was just standing in the mud. That's sad. Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, so I got these. They were, oh, and then I got this. This is super cool, and I'm not going to be able to show it all to you, but it's super neat. And I don't know when this came about. Let me see, even 1897. This is from
Wow.
1897, and this is teeth of the horse. You can go through here and see the teeth and find out the age of your horse.
That's cool.
Okay, so it shows you all of this, and it goes all the way to 16 years of age.
Okay.
So I ended up with that.
Yeah.
Cool too, I think. Just saying.
Right. I don't blame you on that. No, it's actually really cool. Where'd you get those from?
My mother-in-law.
Where? Where'd you? You would take.
My mother-in-law.
Oh, your mother. Oh.
No, my mother-in-law.
Oh, your mother-in-law. Oh, did she have them at her house?
Yes.
That's cool. That was an awesome find.
So when she found out about Velma, she mailed them to me.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah, they're super old books, Bonnie. I'm really excited to get them. We were just talking earlier. there. And
Oh, they're killing.
yeah. Hold on, I'm sorry. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, Bonnie, they're great. Like, I was very fortunate to get them. And his mom's kind of like a pack rat. And she keeps all these things, you know? And so thus we have these old books sitting around her house. And so then she finds out I have a horse.
Right.
And
those are great books. I mean, those honestly have a lot more detail than what you can even get, you know, even on the internet to look at, you know.
Sure.
So that's how it works. So we're on the way home. So that's good. Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Right.
Yes, very nice. She was very excited to keep them going in the family, I think. Because she didn't really tell me.
Actually be using them, you know.
Well, she didn't tell me she was sending them either.
That's why you were like, what is this? Red sent me a message earlier today, like, what is this? And I'm like, it's got to be a book or a magazine to be sent, because it was sent media mail. So I was like, that's a book or a magazine. Like, I don't know which one, but it's a book or a magazine. Because I know you can send media mail, like books and magazines, a little bit cheaper than you can, like, regular shipping postal rates. They don't charge you as much to send materials.
Yeah, because it only costs.
Right. I know. We just got out of this.
But it only cost her like $3 and some odd cents to send all that.
Hold on, let me see if I can change this. Hold on. We're gonna look out the window. Okay.
Oh. Here, hold on.
We're gonna wait for
lightning. Yeah.
There's lots of lightning.
He's being mean though. Yeah, no, Mike, just go put him away, buddy. Why is he out? But he's being a douche. Bring him over. If he'll come.
Oh, he's being a douche, big time.
Is he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, then no, take him back.
He needs a nose ring. Nose ring or long top.
I brought Butchie over, and he was going to let me put him on air for everybody to see him, but he's being buckly. He was rearing up.
What can you do?
But
No.
he's big and buckly, and he's just being a buck. Usually he's like, ooh, Cameron, he wants to be a ham, but he was like rearing up on Mike, and Mike's like, oh, it's fine, but it's like, no.
No. Yeah, we can't see him anyway.
No, I was going to turn it on so you could, but He also just walked him over here, which already had him irritated, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because
definitely
Mr. Man
lightning
gets
happening and storms still. So I don't know if we're driving back into them or if they're far enough away out to where we're not going to have to interact with them. But yeah, there's. Ooh. Yeah. We're just going to turn the background like I had it.
Yeah, I think she was. I think she was pretty excited to keep them in the family and find someone in the family that had use for them. Because other than Jason and her, nobody in the family even likes horses, really.
Right.
Jason's brother and sister, they like them, but not enough to like
See it?
have their own.
Right. Because it is a lot of work.
Well, I'll be stepdad. My father-in-law. He's really awesome, but he is like afraid of horses. Like he's afraid because they're so big. And between the size of them and then the fact that he's afraid that people are going to get hurt when they're on the horse, which is mostly his concern. Because being an Iowa farmer on more than 600 acres, not having health insurance because most farmers do not.
Right.
Not having health insurance, these things go through his mind. Like if my kid falls off the horse and breaks an arm, what am I gonna do?
Right.
If my kid breaks something or gets injured while riding, what am I gonna do? And so my father-in-law has that fear of them because he's seen what they can do in wrong condition. If that makes sense. So, he's got that fear of what happens if this, No.
I did not hear that, MGTOW. I did not hear that.
I did not
Yeah, we both saw that
all.
at the same time. Right. Like we both locked on that comment. No. Didn't hear that one. Didn't hear that one at all.
Yeah. Definitely had not heard that. Where did you get that information from? Seriously. Yeah, you know what though, Bonnie, me above all people right now, know about the no health insurance because here I am on the homestead. We don't have health insurance. We still don't have health insurance. Yes, David went through this traumatic accident and everybody's like, oh, and you still don't have health insurance? Well, it's not like it's going to fix what just happened. It's not like it's going to pay for what already went down. And just because I had this major accident doesn't mean that I can now suddenly afford insurance when I couldn't before. Just floating around, because that's so wow. Because yeah, I hadn't seen anything about that. Oh, welcome back. Hello.
Hello.
So,
I have to go find that.
yeah, so Toe says that it's just floating around, apparently, the information that is.
Texas
And that,
News Studio. Pam said he got it from Texas News Studio, so we got to go watch Texas News Studio's videos where they talk about it. They're good stuff.
yes, Bonnie, you're absolutely 100% correct. It's worse now. You know, like I said, it doesn't mean, I had just said before I cut you off, right? Like, people have been on me because they're like, Red, you still don't have insurance after David's accident. And it's like, no, I still don't have insurance because it's not like it's going to pay for what already happened to David, A, and B, I still can't afford it. That has not changed. In fact, I can less afford it now than I could before his accident.
Right. Like,
You got to see my cool hair or her cool hair?
my cool hair family. Could be Red's cool hair too. I don't know.
What
Red's
are
got
we talking about?
right? Red's hair is pretty cool too. I'll give it that. It's cute right now.
Well, my hair is pretty tight right now, G.
Is it tight?
My stuff is pretty banging right now.
Is it tender?
Like, oh no, no,
Just
it's
tight.
pretty relaxed.
Oh, yep, me.
Well,
It was me, G. It was me.
this is crazy. Look at this. Look at
Oh, look
this.
how long it is.
Braided, it still does. Braided in a ponytail, and it still does this, G.
I know. You
She's
could use it as a weapon.
She's all like, it'll stay off your neck now. And she said, I'm going to braid it up into a ponytail so it's off your neck. I was like, yes, that'll be great. And then she's like, well, okay, I lied. It's still on your neck.
You could use it as like a weapon, G. You'd be like, whoosh, whoosh. Dangerous. Don't do it because it'll be dangerous. But
oh, dude, into the world. I'm putting razor blades and all sorts of sharp stuff in these, and watch out. I'm Viking all the way. Wham! I will fuck your shit up. That will happen. Okay, me and my attack goats, we be on it. Right? I have attack goats, I have attack llamas, I have an attack sheep, I'm about to have 2 attack horses, don't fuck with me.
an attack ponytail.
Yeah, right? And I'm going to have an attack ponytail or mohawk, something of that nature.
Right.
Yes,
right.
Bon. It's like nunchucks in my hair. It's awesome. Because don't get it twisted. This is heavy.
Yeah, I bet it is.
This is weighty. Like there's weight here. And like I can take it. I really should do it individual, but I mean I could take this and I have to wrap it.
You can do a twist, Bonnie.
Freaking. But look, do you see how much I have to wrap that to put it on my head? Like, it's ridiculous.
You could take 2 twists and then like twist it together and then like wrap it up.
Oh, she's the next one is Pippi Longstocking with a zigzag because she refuses. She refuses to do my straight part because she says I've had a straight part for 41 years and it needs a break.
We'll see. Oh no. We'll have to get Red back. Yeah, she's cutting out.
Yeah, so yeah, the next one she said was going to be 2 ponytails like Pippi Longstocking because she digs that.
Right. It's a good
Yeah.
idea. It's cute up there. That's for sure.
And to my good buddy Sam, I'm so happy about your bathroom, buddy. Congratulations.
Right. That was nice. It does look nice. It does. I thought it looked really, really sharp. Just a little renovation, you know, something new. You know, quickly, you know, like a coat of paint does for a room.
We're back. That was weird.
Yeah, there's been some weird glitchy stuff going on. Glitching again.
Yeah, I'm so excited for her. Ah!
That is so rude. Wow. Look at that. Rude children. Rude.
Dude, that kid may not get to 14.
No. Why? Rude. Why would he do that? It's so scary.
He's a douche. I did not mean to scare you. But it was funny.
It was not funny, David. Get out of here.
He says it was funny.
Like, I didn't mean to, but it was funny.
You didn't mean to come up and smack on the car window?
Right. You didn't mean to do that.
Okay.
Not buying it, homie. I'm not buying it.
Bonnie said she would have peed her pants. I feel like I would have too.
I almost did. I'm not going to lie right now, Bonnie. That was close. Because, you know, I do live out here. And although I do feel pretty protected inside of my fence, inside of my perimeter, with all my wolves and my llamas. But, you know, you never know what's coming at that window, man. That could have been Butchie. And Butchie's just come right through that window.
True.
Because here's a little unknown fact about goats, okay?
Okay.
Most animals can acknowledge what a window is.
Right.
Goats cannot. They're like, I see through it, I go through it.
Right.
Here, end of conversation, and they'll run right into it, and it just shatters.
Right.
Because they got horns.
They do have one.
Yeah, and they try to walk through it gently, and when they can't, they just go through it roughly, and then it shatters. And they're like, see, I see through it, I go through it. That's how it works.
Not how it works. Goats work. They really work.
Yes, Bonnie. It is a true story. My goats have broken more windows than any other animal I have ever seen. Like, we had windows in the chicken coop for the chickens. They busted them out. Because they can see through it, so they should be able to go through it. No acknowledgement either. The window is smaller than them.
So they're like, no, we gotta get inside. We're gonna bust inside. We gotta get inside.
We're going to get in there because there's chicken feed.
We like chicken feed.
Yeah, oh yeah. They like any feed.
Oh
no, it doesn't.
So
he got me. God, now they're all out here trying to do it. The husband and the two kids. He's so better.
Come on. Look at this conspiracy.
This is awful.
Right? Why are they trying to sabotage your program? I just feel it's rude.
You built your car back.
They're sabotaging my show. That's what they're doing. They're like invading it right now.
The one time you actually can get on, run everything, make it look nice, and they're trying to bombard it. See, they don't let you have nice things.
Right.
It's true. Oh, so guess what? So I found this new group that I think you might find interesting and potentially helpful. Okay.
Plexiglass is the same thing, Pam. They'll still go right through that, make no mistake.
But maybe that would be easier instead of breaking all the windows. They just break the plastic.
No, because what happens is the window shatters, right? Plexiglass will not shatter, and now it leaves very sharp points that they then cut themselves on. So it's almost worse.
Right. Oh, so back to my point. So I found this group, right? And it teaches you, it's all about tree hay and all the different types of like trees and plants you can dry out to use as tree hay for like your goats or your horse or like, you know, whatever, and chickens. And it's just like branches and leaves and stuff you can find to dry out.
Yes, yes, yes,
So I might add
Bonnie.
you to the tree hay group.
That sounds awesome. And yes, Bonnie, it is like a dog trying to go through a regular door with a 6-foot wide stick. It is, because the goat's just like, no, I'm going to fit. I can see through this.
And you're not going to fit.
They have no concept that they're not going to fit until their horns don't fit.
Right, right. I can totally see that.
So they'll go right through it. And like I said, the plexiglass seemed like a good idea, Pam. You're absolutely right. And please don't think that I think that was a stupid idea, because I didn't. That was my idea. I was like, oh, I'm going to put plexiglass in this stuff. And then I had actual goats with cuts instead of just shattered glass.
Of course.
Because plexiglass is made to not shatter, which I thought was going to be better. No, because now they can still see through the short pieces, so they still try to go through, and now it's cutting them.
I feel bad for goats.
Like Bonnie said, or they'll just take the whole wall out.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They don't seem to have any couth when it comes to that.
Yeah, no, you're right, Bonnie. You're absolutely right. They just keep on going, too. They're like, oh, I didn't fit the first 12 times. Maybe this 13th time I will.
Right? Like, I think I can.
Oh, yeah, they're like on a whole new level of believe you can. Right. Like a whole new level of it.
Yeah. No, they are. But, you know, that's the fun part about them, that they have their own personalities and that they try to interact with the world very differently.
Now, I'm supposed to be able to share pictures, right, on my phone?
You should be able to also even share your screen. Yes.
How can I do that?
Hold on. I don't know yet. Yeah, I don't know how to do that quite yet, but
yeah, I don't either. So I'm curious.
It's got to be somewhere that we go. Let's see.
Pam, I do. Chicken wire and goats. No. That will not just be gone in like 2.3 seconds, because A, they'll either chew it up, or B, they'll just go right through it.
Right? It is like the little engine that could put goats.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Yes.
But chicken, they destroy that quick, and for fencing to keep goats in, because they are masters of destroying their fencing and or escaping.
Right.
Like masters of it, believe me. Oh.
Now I figured out how to post a comment. Do you know how to post comments?
Oh, who's this? Oh, hi, Link. Leaf got out, guys.
Aww.
That's moving for you.
He's loud.
Yes, very long.
Oh, he's so
Oh,
good.
look at him.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're getting big.
Yeah.
Back off to the pen. He got out. Mike got Butchie out, and he escaped, I guess, during that process, and Mike didn't notice.
Oh.
So he's like, "Hey, we had a strangler. Can I bring him by? Say hello." He definitely said hello. And for anybody who's wondering, I am deaf currently right now in the left ear.
Yes. I mean, that goat was loud. Like,
He was
and saw his
very
little
loud.
tongue come out, and he's like he's like mad. Like,
Nubian.
oh right,
That's,
yeah, that's they're bellowing all
Nubians
the
are
time.
very loud. They're very loud. They're very bah. This is me. Okay, so back to trying to figure this.
Right.
Like, settings. Let's go to camera. It only gives me front or back. So that's not where I need to be. General. Nope. I don't know. I don't know how to share the screen. Or
I'll have to go look at like the video and see how they said you could do it, because there's got to be a way. I mean, there's just absolutely got to be a way.
Jackson Galaxy. Who is that?
We're supposed to be able to be able to share screen like we do on Zoom, or like usually if we're on the computer.
Right.
Because the mobile's a little bit different. Like, yeah,
Right.
but I don't know if it's just special way for the night to fix it or what, because it should just be there. There isn't that many places for it to hide, per se.
Halloween. Why?
About how to share the screen, but like I said, if they're fixing the feature, it's just not going to exist for us right now.
Oh, a
If
cat
that makes
behavior.
sense. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's new, they might be out fixing it because it's a brand new feature. Because it was on there the other night, the first night I tried.
I see. See, and I don't even see ability listed anywhere.
See
You
what?
know what I mean? I said I don't even see the ability to do it anywhere.
That's what I mean, and it was there before. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think they might be fixing it because it's a new feature. So, and they really a days ago. So I'm sure a lot of people have been using it. Maybe there's a bug in it, or that they figure out, and they're figuring it out, and they'll put it back when it's done.
Right, yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I
don't know. Word.
What? What, you?
Oh man.
Jackson Galaxy is a cat behavior specialist. Oh my! Oh, you know what? That my cat from Hell show is creepy.
My cat from Hell on Animal Planet. I like him.
Aren't they? Isn't the camera really good for? I mean, me being like moving in the car. Like I've been moving. Oh, you guys might be able to see Minneapolis. See it? Way distance. Might be able to see the skyline.
Well, actually, I'm not in the dark now, Bonnie, believe it or not, because I'm in my car again, Bonnie, my car. See, when I turn my police spotlight off in the car, this is why I like being in my car.
Mine actually, how come mine lights me up? Because there's nothing else on in the car but the phone. Mine lights me up.
Mine does not for some reason.
Yeah, yours
But
is
then I
yeah, you
turn
might
my
be able to
account
see it if you look like way back in the distance.
and I'm like in the groove. And then like I can shut this off and like this one comes on, but it still don't let you really see me that much. Like this would be normal lights in a car right here. But I have the cop
Oh
car, so
yeah,
I
yours doesn't make. Yeah, mine's just a turn your brightness up on your screen.
right. Let's see if that does anything. Oh, it is super low. I didn't even notice that. Oh, let's
Right.
see. Did that? Oh, look, hi. Hello. I didn't even know I could do this.
Does see? Does. We at least see you.
No, I do not have a camera light set up at all. And to be honest, my kid, David, put this background behind me.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. So, like, what is this, right? Where did he get this? Okay. So these actually,
Inside.
he thumbtacked it. Oh, he thumbtacked it up and I ruined it, guys.
Oh.
I didn't know.
I love him.
So we're just gonna leave it. Okay, but okay, so these they're
That's
actually
fine.
two pieces, right?
Right.
Okay, they're two pieces. And they're actually they go in your windshield.
Oh yeah. Okay. They're like the little like visor thingy.
Yeah, they keep your car
Like
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my dude at work that bought
Right.
My dude at work that bought Odin gave me these for my car, so that I could pick it up and all. And David put them back there for my background so that you wouldn't see, all the back of the car.
Now, see, that is nice though. It does work as a nice background, to be honest.
I thought he did a really nice job.
He did a very nice job. That was very thoughtful. He did a good job.
Yeah, he did. He every now and again, he's pretty honest.
Right. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, every now and again he comes out with some, some good.
I'm only gonna leave on like the phone for a minute because I'm looking for skulkers.
Right.
I can see outside the car without the light on.
Oh, right.
So I'm looking for skulkers. Okay, guys. So Okay. So I've got it all set up.
Oh, do you? Okay.
I do.
So
I can't talk about it because I have skulkers.
Right.
I turn the light off and I can see outside of the car.
Right, to see if there's any creepos outside.
There are creepers all around the car. So Thelma's coming home on Saturday.
Oh, that's exciting.
It is. And I wanted to share pictures with you guys, which is why I was trying to figure out how to do it, but I can't figure it out. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But we made
next time we'll be able to.
We made huge progress today. Huge.
That's wonderful.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if. No, I guess probably not.
Yeah.
But let me see. I'm gonna see. Maybe there's something I'm not seeing. So let me see.
Right. That's kind of the only thing I was thinking. Is there something else that we're missing? But like I said, it could just be gone for tonight.
Does it give me
of the situation?
yarn?
How could it changed by?
Now, see, it has a send to Zoom.
Yeah, that's not cool.
But not like a share on StreamYard, so I don't know.
That's what I said. Like at least, well, and then maybe too, I could. Let's see what we can do here in a second, because I'll be able to go back on the computer. Because I'm making my way home. Going to put.
It switched us because I apparently somehow ended not in StreamYard.
Oh, okay. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but it did. And now I gotta put
I
you guys.
also found out how to solo us, like the other night when we were trying to figure out how to solo. Like I can make you go by yourself, or I can make me go by myself, or which that's nice. Oh, it's trying to rain.
Yeah, I figured that out. We're on a split screen because I can see the split.
Right. Yeah.
There should be a way to share the screens in here. Share. What's that do?
No, nothing.
Share. Nope. Not what I thought. Okay. I don't know. Oh, now somehow you got lost. So we'll be waiting. Oh, thanks, Pam. Yeah. Good night, buddy. Okay. Yeah, I'm totally in love. I'm not even gonna try to lie about it. I think she's beautiful. I think she's the most gorgeous girl I've really ever seen. But I mean, I'm biased. I can admit that too. What happened to Bonnie? Like, she seemed like she disappeared altogether. Oh, there you are. Okay, just making sure. Because, I've been messing with a lot of stuff. And, like, I'm afraid, like, I kick somebody out or, like, ban somebody. Or I don't know what I'm doing yet. Still trying to scare me. Oh, right. Yeah, because I did post a video and everything. But I don't know if the video went up. I may have to repost the video because I don't think it went up, just the pictures. But she really hasn't been haltered before. She's only a year. She's a full-blooded rescue Mustang born in the wild. And no, she's not green broke. She's not broke at all. Up until me putting that halter on her and leading her around today, nobody's really been able to get too close to her. The woman that bought her at the auction to save her from going to the glue factory or for the meat factory, she wouldn't let her anywhere near her, really. I'm the first person that she's been like, yep, you're my person, and I pick you, and this is happening. And, you know, as far as having a challenge, I thought that too. I really, really did. But as you can see in the pictures, she's never really been, well, you can't tell, but she's never really been handled. Nobody's ever haltered her, done anything of that nature. I have only been able, I use Pirelli mostly for training. Well, I did back in the day, so of course that's what I'm going to resort to now. So we started the friendly game, and that's you know, he's got 7 games that you play with him for groundwork, and it's about a 200-hour minimum groundwork process with him. I've only got 3.5 hours in right now of groundwork with her, and there's nowhere on her body she's not letting me touch with my hands. She even let me touch her underbelly today. She let me put fly repellent on her from a roll-on today, all over, everywhere. She let me put the halter on her. She let me lead her around. She let me take her out of the pen, back into the pen. She let me touch her everywhere. She was letting me throw the lead rope onto her back and pull it off. So I thought for sure, like you were saying, it was going to be challenging, but she's decided who she belongs to, and that apparently is me. Because with me, she will let certain other people touch her. But without me, it's pretty not happening. She's been at the woman's house that saved her, actually from the auction, who is now given her to me. She's been at her place for a while, and there was just she had tried to work with her. She had tried to have several other people work with her as well. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little distracted because the neighbor's out, and he's got like headlights on, lighting up his lot, and he's like out with a flashlight, and he's like, the other neighbor's got lights on his place, and then the other neighbor's got a spotlight on. So I'm just kind of like looking over here trying to see what the crap's going on, because like for you guys, I'm sure it wouldn't be a big thing to see a bunch of light, because you guys are surrounded by it all the time. But out here, it's dark. It's dark all the time. We don't have street lights. We don't have anything like that. So it's dark. So when somebody has lights on around you, it's very, very evident that they're on. And at 9:40 at night, it's very rare that they're lighting everything up like this. So, curiosity is like, well, what's going on? Because, it is the neighbor right next to my doe pen. So if there's something going on that I should be maybe aware of for the safety of my goats, I have to pay attention just a little bit. So forgive me that I'm slightly, Did you mean to be muted? Okay, you did. Okay.
Correct. Yes.
All right.
I was just listening, but yeah, you're right. It is true out there. Like, people aren't just out there with lights at night either, like that. I mean, if your neighbor was, then you wouldn't think anything of it, but.
Right. And see, like, now everybody shuts their lights off, and it's just the neighbor, and he shut every light off except the headlights on whatever vehicle that he's got lighting up, whatever. So now I'm like, oh, okay, all right, that's more normal. But, like, for a second, like, the whole corner over there, Scarlet, was lit up.
Oh, yeah, no, that's very strange.
From the water. Okay, so you know where we used to get our water?
Yeah.
From my neighbor?
Yeah.
And then they cut their water off for giving us water.
Right, which is ridiculous.
So now we get our water somewhere else. But from them all the way over to the weed farm.
Really?
And then the whole side of the weed farm was lit up. That's why I was like, whoa, wait, what's happening? I need to know. They lit up that whole corner.
Yeah, that's unusual for sure.
Yeah. So, yes, I would think that it would be challenging messing with the wild Mustang, but I don't know. Like I said, Selma is like, no, you're my mom. I've decided it, and that's just how it works.
Right.
Because, like I said, she's never even really been, she's only been in a halter once, and it was by the woman that took her in from the auction. And it took her 3.5 hours after she got the halter on her to get her to settle down enough to take it off.
Right.
Whereas it took me 2 minutes to put it on her, and she let me walk around. And you all, if you see the video, I take it off in the video. I take the halter off in the video. So, like, it was nothing. It was nothing for me to halter her. She gave me no issue. Like, she had done it her whole life.
Right.
She walked on the lead rope like she'd been doing it forever. She does trust that I'm going to protect her. And see, she showed that the other day because they were moving hay around, and they used a skid steer and pick it up, and the pallet that the hay was on snapped. It broke. And it's a very loud breaking wood noise. And it scared her real bad. And I was in the pen with her, and she bolted. But when she went to bolt, she started to come towards me, and then she went away from me, which was the first good sign, because that shows that she didn't want to harm me in any way. And she didn't associate that fear with me. And then she bolted away from me, and she went to a corner far away from the noise, but she immediately turned around. And when she saw that I didn't follow her over to that corner, I didn't bolt with her. She bolted back over to me and hid behind.
Aww.
Like, in her mind, I was supposed to run with her because she comes from a herd.
Right.
In the wild, they're in a big herd.
True.
So, when she bolted, she expected I would run with her like a herd would.
Right.
And then when she realized that I didn't go with her, she felt safer to be with me than away from me. I love you too, David. Good night. Right. The herd is safer together. So she's acknowledged me as herd and apparently the leader.
Right.
Which is where I need to be. So that's good. And then that was my last session with her. And then I didn't get to work with her all week. And I got there today. And I only worked with her today for 45 minutes total, start to finish. And in that 45 minutes, I put fly repellent on her, touched every area of her body up to and including all the way down to the hoof on both back legs. And haltered her and led her both in and out of the pen twice. And then put her back. And now tomorrow will be my day that I go out and pretty much spend the whole day with her. I ordered her a new halter, a new lead rope, a new training stick, everything Pirelli style. And Pirelli done, but without the Pirelli name because I can't afford it.
Right.
But I ordered it through a different company that has all of his.
The one nice thing is I bet you horse stuff is a lot cheaper than it used to be.
You know what? No, it's not.
Really?
Really. It used to be cheaper when I was riding 20 plus years ago. 20. Whoa, were you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. 20 plus years ago, I could buy a saddle for about $200-300.
Right.
An actually really, really decent one.
Right.
Nowadays, I can't under probably what I've been looking at to even be comparable to mine. When I bought mine, now I got a little bit of a deal. Crap, my boo.
Oh, boo. We'll get back together. I was just eating them. Oh, no, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Correct.
Okay, I can hear you okay on this phone. But my Bluetooth just died, and I had 2 chargers in here for it. Both of them are gone, and I can give you guys one. No, you can have 2 guesses on why they're not here.
Little people. Small people.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Seems about right.
Now I'm gonna repeat what I just told my friend Toad today. In fact, this morning.
Okay.
I said, Toad, because she has moved to Missouri. Toad is the one that took Rocky Mountain Goat.
Rocky Mountain Goat.
Yes. Yes, yeah, little people who scare mom, Bonnie. Yeah, winner.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yes. So, Toad, you know, she's starting off like we did here, but she's doing it in Missouri.
Right.
So I said to Toad, because she's like, oh, Red, my place looks just like your place. I said, oh, Toad, no, it doesn't.
Right.
She said, how do you figure? I said, because Toad, listen, you're like, oh, Red, all my stuff is like outside of the cabin and underneath the tarp and tucked away. And, you know, that's where it all is. And if I want to get something, I got to go dig and I got to find it, you know, and this, that, and the other or whatever. And then you got a pile over here, stuff covered with the tarp. And I get that. That's how my stuff started.
Right.
But I got little people that pick stuff up out from underneath the tarp and carry it off wherever the hell they want to take it.
Yep.
Then when you be all like, hey, where's this? I don't know. I have never seen that.
Right. Mysteriously, somehow, they know nothing of what you speak.
Nothing. They've never, ever seen the tea kettle.
No. Or whatever it is.
Right. I'm just giving it a prime, prime example last night when I'm like, hey, David, I need, I need 2 walks, right?
Right.
And he's like, 2? And I'm like, I have like 4.
Right.
Okay. I have different sizes. I have like a walk that's like this big, that's like a single serving, right?
Right.
Or a
Right.
2-person serving. And then I've got one that's like this big. And then I've got
Right.
one that's like a little bigger than that. And then I've got like the gigantic one. Okay.
Right. Right.
So I have like individual, and then I have like small, medium, and large. Okay.
Right.
I have 4 of these things. So I'm like, I need like the medium one and like the large one. And I get back, Mom, you only have 1 walk.
What?
Since when?
Right.
Since when I only got 1 walk? He's like, well, that's all I can find. Well, that's obviously because, okay, now see, hold on a minute. I gotta do this first. These kids be stressful as hell. Okay. So listen, right? David had this accident. We all know about the accident. Okay. And I'm not trying to harp on it. So, but David was out of the game. Okay. This meant David did no chores.
Right.
Inside or outside, because David's out of the game. Okay.
Right.
They said 10 weeks before David could be back in the game.
Right.
Okay. At 10 weeks, we decided, okay, David, I believe you were ready about 3 weeks ago, but we went ahead and stuck with what the doctor said. And it's been 10 weeks now, and everything should be healed.
Yep.
And it's time for you to start chores again.
Yeah.
Okay. So we said we're going to start you off with the inside chores again.
Okay.
And Mike's going to stay doing all the outside chores for a minute.
Right.
No, I am in Colorado. I'm in the Rocky Mountains. No, I don't. So we said, you're going to start off with the insides, and we're going to keep your brother on the outside. Because, outside chores are a lot harder, especially recovering with the broken shoulder and the bone healing. We didn't want him to.
No. To overexert himself. I totally get it.
Right. So the house was in perfect condition. Okay. The RV, perfect condition. Every dish was washed. It was put away in its place. The cabinets were even organized. The carpet, Mike had even cleaned the carpet, like while we were away in the hospital. Mike had like shampooed the carpet.
Wow.
So it was really nice, and we had been able to keep up with it. And Mike was doing a really good job of actually doing both inside and outside chores. And then it was David's turn. We're at week 5.
Right.
David hasn't done a chore.
See. And honestly, full disclosure, before the accident, he wasn't the greatest at chores, so.
But full exposure, when you told him to do them, they were done.
Yeah, I mean, they might not get done exactly when you wanted them to be done, but yeah, they did get done.
Yeah. Now we're to the point where you're like, David, seriously, you have to do the dishes, and he'll go wash 3 or 4 dishes. And then be like, I started it. I'll finish it tomorrow.
Then we won't eat. That's what I would do. I wouldn't make dinner. I'd be
well,
like, oh,
okay. So in these 5 weeks, we have done stuff. Like the first week, we kind of just let it go because it wasn't bad yet. Okay.
Nice.
Second week, it's starting to get bad now. I picked up and cleaned up, and then I got yelled at because it's David's job. and I need to back off and make him start doing stuff. And Dad was right. Dad was right. Okay.
Right.
I would still be a mom. I would still be a nurturer. I would still be,
Right. Well,
Right, Bonnie. Rotator injuries make it hard to carry things like the full buckets. And he had worse than a rotator because he broke that tiny, tiny little bone that's back here in your shoulder. That apparently is like tremendously hard to break, by the way. Because we were told by the doctor, like, it takes an insane amount to break that bone, and in his time of dealing with broken shoulders, that was only like the second one he's ever seen broke. It's not a very common thing that gets broken in anyone. And I don't even know the name of the bone. I could probably look it up in his paperwork somewhere, but I don't know the actual name of the bone because it's super like, it's like this big. Literally. It's like not even as big as the slider. No, he didn't have any concussions, Bonnie. He only lost consciousness when he died. That's the only time he lost consciousness. And if you ask him, he didn't lose consciousness. He was still fully aware. He could hear everything around him. He knew everything going on. He can tell me everything about the flight. He can tell me everything. He even remembers being in surgery. And he was like, no eyes, no nothing. There was no anything going on that we could even tell. But he told me verbatim what I said to him when he was laying there. He knows the songs I played for him when he was laying there. He remembers conversations between the surgeons during his surgery. So yeah, he's been pretty on it. Torn ligaments, tendons, not that they reported to us. Yeah, because he says that he could hear everything, but yeah, he could hear, but he wasn't like himself hearing, is how he says it. He says it was like he was listening to them on a stereo, or listening to me on a stereo, or listening to Dad on a stereo. He said like it even had static for him at times. So very similar to like listening to us on a radio station, he said. So yeah, he never I don't think he really ever lost consciousness. They tried to make him lose it, and that didn't even do it. So I don't think he really ever did. Now, Mike, when he broke his arm and they gave him the ketamine to reset the arm, he doesn't remember anything. Like, nothing. He doesn't remember talking, getting up, nothing. He remembers nothing. But David was on worse stuff than, I mean, they had him on ketamine and he remembers everything. They did try ketamine on him for, that's what they were using for him with his surgery. Yeah, and he remembers everything. And Mike got a way smaller dose than him. And I mean, he was in La La Land when he did it, when he broke his arm for reset in La La Land. I mean, when he was coming out of it, we had to reteach that kid how to walk. He was all over the place, wobbly, couldn't stand. It was crazy. But David, like, he says he remembers everything. Like, he can even remember, he says, waking up, because they were letting him like open his eyes, and he was trying to tell them that he knew what was going on, but there was miscommunication because he's got the breathing tube down his throat and he was reaching upwards, so they thought he was going to try to pull it out, so they'd put him back out again. But that's why I got quickly, because he picked up really quickly. Somebody said, if you just stop reaching for that, I think I was the one that probably said it, because I was like, if he just stopped reaching for it, they would let him stay awake. And then the very next time he woke up, he kept his hands down completely still and just used his eyes. Like, I'm here and I know what's going on. And they started asking him questions and he was doing the blink answering. And that's when they decided that, okay, maybe he's a little bit more with it than he should have been. And so that's when they started bringing him out of the heavy stuff, and they took out the breathing tube and they did all that. So, but yeah, he says he remembers all of that. It's all very in his mind. It's a little jumbled, I think, here and there, but for the most part, he remembers.
Right. Which I think
yeah. I mean, David's been through a lot, believe it, but and that's why this birthday was so special to him. Because he's like, Mom, I mean, we always joke, like, I'm not going to make it to a teenager.
Right.
And I'm like, right? And he's like, I really almost didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, you almost didn't. And he was like, but what I love about David is the fact that he can sit back and be like, you know what? It was my fault.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your fault, Mom. You weren't there. It's not Dad's fault. Dad ran me over.
I don't know if your other one would feel that way, but honestly, truly, right. I just kind of know how he is, but I could see why he came to that conclusion.
Yeah, well, and David's like, yeah, Dad's the one that backed over me, but it wasn't his fault. I tried to jump on the back of the truck where I wasn't supposed to be, in the dark, fell down, and then didn't yell.
Right.
And he's like, and then the next thing I knew, the truck, it was just on top of me. It boom, boom, boom.
Right.
And he was like, he's like, I can't even blame Dad, because you guys have told me a bazillion times, don't jump on the back of the trucks.
Well, it's not because they can't. It's just that's what happens when you miss. You know what I mean? It's more about, well, we're doing it because it could happen more than it's going to happen to you.
Right. And people do it all the time, especially on farms. They need to go do something. They just jump on the back, jump in the back, and that's just, they do it all the time. David does it all the time. Well, did it all the time, even though we told him not to, but he had never really done it in the dark like that.
Right.
And we thought he just tripped and fell, because that's kind of what he was saying, but he was saying that because he was afraid of being in trouble.
In trouble, yeah. I don't blame him, but at the same time too, it's good that it's very good that he had the mental clarity to be like, no, I'm gonna take the blame, Because, I'm sure to some degree you feel
Going.
embarrassed,
What are you doing?
Looking for something for that.
Oh. Oh, you just tore down my whole background, homie.
right?
What are you doing?
Didn't
Did.
nobody there knew?
Everybody there knew they can see the background.
Mhm.
He's like, nobody knew. Really? They could see the background. Go away.
Right.
Well, I'm the one that set the
Dying.
damn background up. You wouldn't have even have thought about it.
I wouldn't have thought about it, and it was an ingenious idea, and I did give you credit for it.
No,
We did.
So now
yeah.
what?
we do love you. There, I set it all back up for you. Is it okay?
Okay, thank you.
Mm.
Yeah, we didn't do a chewing out really ever.
Mhm.
Maybe we should have, but we kind of felt like the accident was probably punishment enough.
Right.
That was probably all the yelling you needed, provided by God and your guides, because I never would have taken it that far.
Right.
Jason knew he was really hurt. I'll never forget that day. It was so dark here, because we don't have any lights, and I remember seeing the lights of Frank at the end of the driveway, and I remember that blood-curdling scream that Dad gave out, not David, Dad. And I remember thinking, what is he yelling about? It's
Right.
freaking 10:30 at night and he's out there screaming. And I remember I rushed out the front door and I came out because my intent was now to go be mom at the end of the driveway and naggy wife. And be like, what are you doing out here screaming in the middle of the night? Because 10:40 at night here. That's really late to
That
be
might as well
outside.
be the middle of the night.
Yeah, so I remember that blood-curdling scream, and I remember going out there. And I remember somewhere in my mind I had talked myself into that wasn't a trouble scream. I don't know how I had talked myself into that, but somewhere deep down my mom instincts knew something was wrong, but I wasn't ready to accept something was wrong.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then I realized that I saw Dad running up the driveway in the headlights of the truck, and he's got wolves on each side of him running. So I still somehow had convinced myself that nothing was wrong, because the original reason that this whole thing started was because Bruce, David's dog, got loose. So I'm like, oh, well, he must have seen the dogs. He was yelling for them. They followed him, and now he's going to run them into the pen. So my job as mom is to open the pen door, right? Right. So that's what I go to do. And then I remember he made it through the pen and he had David in his arms. And that's when I realized that. And David just had blood everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't see his face.
I'm so sorry, G.
And then he set him on the couch and he turned on the lights, like the real lights. And I can't describe what I saw. It was the most horrific thing I've ever seen.
I'm so sorry, G.
And I really thought he was going to die right there on the couch.
Yeah, I can't imagine what they would be like.
I can't describe what I saw. His face was so torn up. The front, he's got the scar, and you guys did get to see how bad that really was, but that literally, his lip went up and like came to this far in the wrong direction, and you could see all of his skeletal muscle, teeth, everything. And his ear had been pulled forward and came all the way to this area, and I could see his skull. Back here.
Yeah, when I got hurt when I was small, you could see my skull. It was pretty messed up. It cut all the way through because it's so thin right there, So, and if anything cuts it, it just goes straight through.
Yeah.
Awful.
And it just peeled it. Just peeled him.
Now you can,
And his shoulder, you could see all the way down to the bone. You could see the tendons moving.
Oof.
And then his hand, you could see all the little bones in his hand. It just took all of the meat on his hand and peeled it back. They had to like piece that back together. It was horrific. It was really, really
good job because, it's so sad.
It was by far the most terrifying moment in my entire life, my motherhood, everything. Like that was well, no, actually no. You would think that would be the most terrifying moment, but it wasn't. The most terrifying moment was when I arrived at that children's hospital and my son was on full life support that he wasn't on when I left him.
Yeah.
That was the most terrifying moment of my life.
Yeah.
Because when I left him to get on the helicopter, he was fully conscious, fully awake, breathing on his own. And then I got there and he was unconscious, totally being breathed for. And I mean, like, not even a machine. They had a physical woman standing there with a bag, breathing for him for 2.5 hours. And I will give such credit to that lady because she stood there, she stayed past her shift to make sure that David went into surgery. And Scarlett knows a lot of that because, well, out of everybody in my whole life, Scarlett was really about the only one there for me. And that was by phone and Facebook Live and whatever else we could get through inside of the hospital because the service was horrible.
Yeah, and they're all freaky about privacy too, so.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that because it's kids, but it's like, look, that's my best friend. Ain't nobody got time.
And at this point, anybody listening out there that happens to be in my family, you can think whatever you want about what I'm about to say, but this is reality and this is truth. None of my family came, y'all.
Right.
Not my mom, not my brother, not my sister, not my grandparent. Nobody came. Nobody was there to help me get through this. I had my husband and their biological dad, and they tried really hard, but bio dad's blaming me and blaming my husband, and even though he was trying not to, that was going on. There was a lot of stuff, and I really needed somebody. And I understand that you guys live far away. I get that. I do. I understand. But your grandson, nephew, great-grandson was literally dying, and you could not come.
Right. Right. And I said that, and honestly, this was before Rona became even big, where people were even caring about it. Like, we knew about it, but nobody cared about it then. So it wasn't like people weren't flying at that point.
Right. There was nothing preventing other than like, oh, I have to
They
work or
weren't
oh, I
even
have
giving out masks or making people wear masks or anything yet at the
no.
hospital. I was telling Red to hook up on some because, they used to have those displays that had masks, that you could just grab. And so I was like, you better get you some masks, G. Like, they weren't even
And I
caring about it.
did. I got a whole bunch.
That's what I mean, because, it was probably good at the time, especially with him dealing with healing from lung injuries and stuff. That could have been really bad, but at the same time, too, so like I said, there was no reason that they could not have traveled. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but, oh, crap. It doesn't want to let me come on. Hold on, let's see. Okay.
It did. You're there.
No, it didn't. Look. It's got me like moving crazy. See?
What are you doing?
Nothing. It's my camera doing that. Huh. I wonder how I can get that to stop. Can I get that to stop?
I don't know because I don't know what you're doing, homie.
I'm just turning my camera on, and it's what it does. That's what it does. Apparently, it doesn't like it. That's why I left the camera off this long. But it's true. People could have made it something happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was, and everyone had their things. Oh, I have to work or oh, I have to do this, and I get it, I do, but at the same time, like, I really took offense to the fact that everyone's attitude was, well, we're just gonna wait and see what happens. Like,
wait and see.
Yeah, like, yeah, we're just gonna wait and see if we need to come down. Like, he's in the fucking hospital. Yes, you should come down.
Right? If there ever was a time, that was
like,
it.
And this isn't something easy. This isn't like, oh, he broke his arm. Like, I didn't expect you all to get on a plane and come down here when Mike broke his arm. That would be ridiculous.
Right, it would. True.
Okay. Yes, I took him to the hospital. Yes, stuff happened, but that would be ridiculous. But when somebody, your grandson or your nephew is in the freaking hospital on life support, if there is ever a question, let me help anybody who might be confused, you need to go.
Yeah, I mean, that could have been life ending, and then what would you have been waiting for?
His funeral.
Right. Which is bullshit. So that's why, no, Buddy's right. People do need to be called out, whether they like it or not. Because it's good for them to hear. Make whatever, excuses you could, then you should have been there at least emotionally more. If you couldn't be there physically, should have been there more emotionally. And I'm sorry, not sorry on that.
You know what, G? The only person that really called and said, like, how are you?
Right.
I have two. You and Toad.
Damn, G, that's messed up. Because, yeah, I was checking in on you all the time because I was very concerned.
No, I got calls. I got calls from family members I haven't even heard from in a long time. But did they once say, hey, are you okay? No, it was how's David? Oh, okay, well, it seems like he's doing better, so I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah, that's crap. They could have, like I said, they could have at least shown an interest, whether distant or not. That's just the kind of way.
And honestly, that's why Toad and I even ended up close, because Toad worked at the farm part-time, and I only saw her at my work. And when she found out that David was up there in the hospital, she messaged me right away and was like, I live like 20 minutes down the road. And I was like, no, I didn't know that. And she's like, do you need a friend? And I'm like, I fucking really do.
Right.
And she was there. She was there. She showed up. So I mean, I'm just saying, she was the only one that showed up for me. And she showed up for me. I will say that. Not for David, not for anything else, for me.
It is true. And I mean, everybody needs somebody. You know what I mean? And this is what it's about, is being there for people, and especially at the worst time in your life. You'd think that your family would be there. But
Right. You know, like I never once doubted in my mind, like when I called my mom, for instance, I called my mother. She wasn't the first thing in my mind. I'm not gonna lie. Okay.
right.
Before we left here with David in the truck, because we didn't even bother calling an ambulance because that he would have been dead by the time they got here.
Right, for real. That's serious.
So as Dad was putting him in the truck, I was calling Bio Dad.
Right.
I couldn't even really formulate words. So he knew something was way, way wrong.
Right.
And I got out, David, accident, hospital, Salida, and he says, I'll meet you there. And that was it. I didn't contact anybody else until I contacted the hospital. And that was to tell them that we were, 15 minutes out with a 12-year-old that had been run over.
Right.
And then we got to the hospital and they were, doing everything. And I didn't know yet. I didn't know if I needed to call anybody. I didn't know if it was serious. It looks serious, but sometimes things can look a lot worse than they are.
That's true.
I was kind of going with maybe it's all superficial. Maybe it's all
Right.
just
Maybe it's just outside stuff that looks bad.
right. And they were thinking the same thing at first because he seemed pretty all right. But then when they took him in for the scans and they saw the bleeding in the liver and the lung, that's when it kind of everything changed.
It escalated for sure, yeah.
And that's when they said that they were going to fly him. When they said that they were going to fly him to the children's hospital, I knew. They weren't telling me, but I knew it was more serious than what they were saying because they aren't just going to fly him to the children's hospital. They're not just going to do that. I know better.
No, that's a small town hospital that barely wants to treat like strep throat. Want to send you home, be like gargle, and go home. You'll be fine.
Right. Okay. So like,
I mean,
when they're like,
it is serious, but anything, their hospital, we found out, is actually a very low level hospital that doesn't have an anesthesiologist on call, doesn't have a dedicated OR team on call, doesn't have, you'd have to call in specialists to do consultations at that hospital. So really for care, you can't really do anything above, like a cold anyway at that hospital. So life flight out there, most people, if you get hurt, you break your leg, you're getting life flighted somewhere else. You're not staying in the valley. That's just kind of how it is on more serious. No, it's a hospital, but it's considered a level 4 trauma center or something like that, level 5 even. We had looked up the classifications, with obviously Colorado Children's being one of the only level 1 trauma centers for pediatrics.
Right. Yeah. Now Broken Bones, though, it's not really like they fly you out for that because they fixed
if it was like surgery level, like real bad, I'm thinking like hanging out your legs, stabbing out, because they did fix Mike's, right there. So
yeah, that's what I mean. Like they did fix Mike right there. So, I mean, but for them to be like, we're flying him to the children's hospital, and then they said that they couldn't determine if they were going to fly him to Pueblo Children's Hospital, or Denver's Children's Hospital or Colorado Springs.
Right.
But
Right.
then they're like, you should get going to the hospital so you can get a jump on us. Well, what hospital am I even going to, you bunch of twats?
Well, that's just it.
You said 3 different ones.
Right.
And then when they finally confirmed Children's, and we got in the truck in the parking lot, is when I called my mom.
Right.
I fully expected, because again, I'm crying, I'm hysterical, I'm like, Mom, they're flying him to the Children's Hospital. She's like, who? Because of course she didn't even know. And I'm like, David's getting life flighted right now. And I expected to hear, I'll be at the airport.
Mm.
I'm going to be there. Instead, I got, okay, well, call me when you get there.
Right.
Call me when you get there and let me know what's going on. Okay, listen. I just called you hysterical and told you that your grandchild is being life flighted to a #1 trauma center. You are a freaking nurse. And all you say is, call me when you get there and let me know. Now, I get there, and now he is on full freaking life support that he wasn't on when we parted. So again, I call my mom, and I'm panicked because she's a nurse. She should know what's going on.
Right.
And the response that I got when I called her was, okay, we're all going to pray. And I contacted your brother, I contacted your sister, I've contacted your aunts and your uncles. I've let everybody know what's going on. We're all praying, and call us when he's out of surgery.
No. Womp.
That's worse.
Isn't it? It was worse. I want to see if I can come back in. Let's see if that works.
And I'm not trying to down my family. I'm really not. I don't want to do that, and I don't want to hold anger or resentment, but I am a little angry about it.
There we go.
And I
Right.
haven't really talked about it much, so maybe it's good that I am saying it, because like I said,
it's true.
I don't
It's true.
want to say anything bad about my family. Like, I love my family.
Right. But that was not the response you expected. And so I feel like you should be able to say that, right? That just wasn't the help you were looking for or wanting at that time. Like, that was nice,
Right.
okay. It's better than no contact, but there should have been a little bit more going on. That's all.
And all the rest of you that couldn't even bother to pick up a phone and call me and just sent a like 1-line text of how's David, kind of feel some sort of way.
Right? See, Bonnie said exactly what I just said.
Yeah. I really did expect my mother to be on a plane. At the very least, my mother.
Right.
At the very most, My mother, my grandmother, my brother, my sister. I don't blame my grandma because she just moved all the way from Illinois to Pennsylvania with my mom.
Right.
And I don't know how serious grandma actually knew David's stuff was, to be honest. I don't know how much was actually being told to her. I often get a feeling like grandma didn't know how serious David's stuff was.
Yeah.
My aunts and my uncles, I don't blame them for not coming because, again, I'm not sure what they knew.
Right.
I know what I was posting on Facebook, and I don't have very many family members on my Facebook. Mostly because they don't agree with well, pretty much anything that I do. And I long ago gave up being judged about it. So, they're welcome to be a part or not be a part. Many of them aren't on my Facebook. So I don't know what they really knew or what they didn't know. So I can't really blame anybody except the people that I directly spoke to, and you know who you are. And none of y'all came. None of y'all came to me. You let me do it by myself.
Right. And that was hard, I'm sure.
I was not at all prepared to deal with anything like that, let alone by myself, really. Because, I mean, okay, so, and I know everybody's like, but you just said your husband was there. Okay, listen. He was there, but he was not there.
I mean, yeah.
He
How
ran
dare, how
over,
could he really be? You know what I mean? Like, his mind was somewhere else.
he ran over his son.
Right.
He was not there.
No.
There were moments that he thought he had killed him, and he was not there. He was there, but he wasn't there.
Right.
He himself was so scared and trying so hard to be the man, the husband, the strong one, the rock. And he hid that. He hid it, but he wasn't there. And then there was Bio Dad.
Womp.
And Scarlett knows the BS that we went through with him.
Y'all
And
know my
I
eyeballs.
will,
Y'all know my eyeballs out there by now. If you just started watching, maybe you don't, but I feel like the eyes I just gave and are currently giving explain a little bit of how I feel. Okay. Well,
he tried.
he did. Yeah.
He did.
In
He
his
did.
way, in his own way, but
Yes, in his own way. But during his try, it did equal yelling at me, screaming at me, putting his hands around my throat,
right.
backing me in a corner, treating me like crap, basically telling me that I was a shitty mother.
Right.
Basically telling me that unless I divorced my husband, I was a shitty mother.
He better be glad I'm not extra petty because I was just about to be extra petty right there. I really was. I really was.
Be extra petty. Go ahead.
This coming from the person who had not seen his child in like months and had really ain't been around and coming up on 2 years, and he has enough nerve to say something about who's the shitty parent. Okay, that's all. That's all. You don't get room to talk about a shitty parent when you do dumb shit, okay? That took away your shitty parent card that you thought you could throw on the table. This is not Uno and draw 25 and you fucking get extra chances or do again or that make do over again shit. Draw 2 again. Like, no. No. Your cards got taken away, sir. That shit went out the window when you decided to be a shitty parent. Like, I get people's like fear makes them react in negative ways, but that's too far, sir. That's too far. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. That's it.
Now, I will also give credit that he has apologized since then.
Right, because I feel like that was just like a reactionary thing. Like, we can't tell anybody how to react when they hear certain news, right? And so we're not that person's collective experiences to experience what's going to happen to them next. But no. Right? Right?
Bonnie, you have no idea. You have no
Right.
idea things I have gone through with that man.
Right. Again. That's all. That's all. I feel like I don't even have to say anything with that. Like,
there have been some things, and Red lived that life for a really long time, and Red didn't talk about it much, and the only person that I've really talked to it in detail with really has been Scarlett. And it took Scarlett to be like, Red, that shit is not normal. What the F? And I'm like, really? It's not like Curtis doesn't do these, Mr. Tire doesn't do these kinds of things, or, other people don't do these kinds of things? Because I know other people in my world that their others do these things. Right. And she's like, no.
No, I would not tolerate those things. I was like, Red, no, we got to cut the shit because you need to live your best life. That needs to happen.
Yeah, and there's
been a whole journey of that though too. There's been a lot of, you know what I mean, like letting go and setting boundaries, right? That's been a new thing. Setting boundaries, what you will tolerate, what you wouldn't, because what you would have tolerated then, you wouldn't now. And I think that has helped everyone, especially around you, realize that they too can make boundaries, right? Because I think that's important. People who don't know how to keep boundaries or have healthy relationships have to have boundaries.
Right.
Like, it's real.
Here's the thing though, Bonnie. He was never really physically abusive.
Right. It's just like new crazy. Like the crazy evolved.
There was one time and one time only that he had slapped me many years ago. Like the kids were like 2-3 years old. But he was like going through his own stuff, and we weren't like in a relationship together. There was nothing like that. He was living with us to help get him off of drugs.
Right.
And so it was the drugs and not him that hit me that time, and that's why it slid. He was coming down, obviously, and I was in his way of coming back up, you see, and that's how I ended up getting hit.
Right.
But I don't hold that against him at all, because like I said, that was the drugs. That was not him. And I did not hold that against him in any way. I was expecting to be hit more than just the once that I was during the process of bringing him down. Do you know what I mean? And I don't mean like bringing him down, like, like bringing
Like
him
off the
down.
drugs.
Yeah, just off the drugs. I just mean off the drugs. Like I was expecting fists to fly and things to happen just getting him off the drugs. So the fact that I only ended up slapped once was like cake. Because I was bringing him down off of meth.
Right.
So it was a challenge. It was hard. And so that was the only other time that he has ever put his hands on me, other than the hospital.
Right.
The rest of everything is pretty much emotional, physical, and like the things around me. Abuse.
Yeah, I was gonna say material abuse, I guess. Like definitely like throwing belongings, broken things.
Like, there was a time where he just like came in and flipped my dresser in the bedroom that had I used to have all these wolves, and they were different ones, ceramic ones, all these different ones. My dad had bought them for me over my lifetime, and my dad's been dead a real long time, had been even at this point in juncture, and he flipped the entire dresser because he couldn't find his belt. And smashed almost every one of the wolves. And I instantly started crying, and he literally looked at me and was like, "Don't start your bullshit."
Right. Like
And I'm
turned
like,
and I was like, really? Like, I'm gonna beat his ass. Like, y'all just don't know. I be feeling some sort of way. Like, how dare you?
and
Like,
this was before I even knew Scarlett that he did this stuff to me. And so I didn't even have Scarlett to like be there for me. Yeah, like this all happened before I even knew her. And he had flipped that and broke everything, and he was like, "Don't start your BS." And I was like, "You just smashed all of my stuff from my dad." And he was like, "Oh, do you want me to pretend like I care? Because I don't."
Right. I was like, that's
And
so
then went to the garage and called a mutual friend of ours and had him come pick him up, and moved out of the house for the next 6 months.
right.
I had just given birth to David and just come home from the hospital. I was literally home 2 days when this happened. And his reason was because I was cheating on him.
Right.
2 days after a C-section, having a baby, I was having a lesbian cheating session in my own living room downstairs while he was asleep upstairs the night before.
No.
With the girl living with us that we're helping get off heroin.
He just had to make sure to lie. That's what bothers me. Like, you just came up with something just to make a scene. Thanks. People
And then
like that.
he was actually moved out and into our friend's bachelor pad. And that's when I had all my problems with the gallbladder and everything. And I almost died, and I was in the hospital and all that. He was nowhere around. My mom took care of the kids. She ran into him one time in Walmart with the kids. Mike screamed for him, and he literally abandoned his cart and walked out of Walmart.
Yes. Like, this man is crazy. Like, legit.
So my mother refused to acknowledge him as the father of the kids for like ever, because that literally was the same day. I didn't know this part until more recently, but the same day that Mike saw him and yelled for him was the same day that I guess my mother had Mike and David there laying next to me taking pictures because they told her that I might not make it through the night.
Right.
And then she goes to Walmart after that to pick up something for the kids to feed them for dinner. And Mike sees his dad and starts screaming, "Daddy!" And she tries to go take him over there to see him. And he literally just leaves his cart right there and walks out to avoid talking. He says he did that because he didn't want to deal with my mother. I don't care. I don't care. You didn't even know I was in the hospital, according to you.
Again, eyes.
You know, he claims he never came and saw me at the hospital because he didn't know I was there. But yet, everyone he lived with knew I was in the hospital.
Right. How does everybody else know, but you don't know?
Because my best friend's dating the dude that owns the house.
Right.
My best friend that was the one that took me to the hospital and had me admitted.
Right.
Is the girlfriend of the man whose house you live in, but you claim you don't know I'm in the hospital. Now, I know damn well my best friend went up in that place and beat the shit out you.
Right.
Okay. I know my best friend went in there and told you I was in the hospital and literally beat the crap out of you. I know she did. There were witnesses.
Right.
Other people saw it happen.
Right.
Other people told me about it. But yet you look me in the face and are like, oh, I never knew you were in the hospital.
That's what I mean. His brain is broken. Exactly. With a touch of narcissism. He has no emotional capacity or emotional intelligence, as they call it. And so, yeah, he acts out in very childish ways. That's dead on. You know, and it takes a long time to recognize all these things and then be willing to also let them go, too. You know, so I've definitely been. But it's not like Red hasn't had her husband either. The only reason why she tolerated it is because, you know, she's got her kids. And her, you know, she wants her kids to experience their dad, you know, and give them a chance, you know. And so I get that. But as far as, like, you know.
The last 11 years, I have had my husband.
Yep.
Now, my husband came to me not very long after. Okay, so he proposed to me on Mother's Day.
Right.
It almost makes me vomit now. I'm sorry. He gave me a ring and everything, y'all. It was beautiful. He proposed to me in front of my mother, our kids. Okay. It was a very touching moment. And then he was all excited. Then he was all excited and he was like, I'm going to go tell my mom and spend Mother's Day with my mom, which I didn't question. It's Mother's Day.
Right.
Okay. And then he didn't come home.
What you talk about, Willis? What you talk about, Willis?
That night, he was supposed to bring home diapers for David, by the way. Because I was low when he left. And my mother lives like I do here in Pennsylvania. She's like in the middle of nowhere in a very small town on the side of a mountain, okay? So it's like an hour to the store.
Yeah, there are trees. Like, she's in the middle of, like, thickets, man. Like, she's in the woods.
Yeah, deep.
I got to see when them trees happened, when that little, like, windstorm tornado thing came. Yeah, she up in the trees, y'all.
Yeah.
It's real. Like, I don't even know how you could even find that. It'd be like the Appalachian jungle or something out there. It'd be out of control.
Well, she is right on the Appalachian Trail, so that's not even a joke.
No, that's not a joke. That's why I was like, yeah, nope, hold on, nope.
Yeah, like the Appalachian Trail's like right there.
Yeah, no, the drugs haven't been an excuse for a long, long time, so that's why no one gave him any credit in life, because That shit had been
Yeah, no,
gone.
his drug thing was pretty serious, but it was a very short span of time. It was only like,
Many years ago. Yeah, like when they were
yeah, and it
young.
was many years ago, and it was actually a short
Because I
span
mean,
of time.
if the kids were maybe 2 and 3, that'd be 11 years ago, maybe 12.
Yeah, because it was right before. No, it was right after Jason and I got married because
Yeah, so
Chris,
11 years ago.
bio dad then like okay, so my husband came about in a time that bio dad was gone, moved out again. Well, this time that he proposed to me, actually, he proposed to me, he left, and then he didn't come home. Now the first night he didn't come home, I didn't really get that upset because I thought, well, he'll be home in the morning because he probably just got drunk over at his mom's house and then went drive an hour and a half drunk, you know. I'd be
Right.
pissed if he did. So, hey,
Right.
you
And
know,
you
I'll
know
worry
his
about him in the morning.
right.
But then morning came and he wasn't there. So I called him and he didn't answer. And then I called him a few more times and he didn't answer. So after like 5 hours, now it's like 11:30 in the morning and I still haven't heard from him. I tried to call his mother. Well, his mother tells me she hasn't seen him since last night.
Right.
So, okay. Well, he didn't make it here. So somewhere between there and here, he's missing.
Right.
She's like, oh, I think he'll turn up. Just be cool.
Be cool. Okay.
So called around to a couple of the buddies' places, you know. Nope,
Right.
none of them have seen him. And, you know, normally I'd be like, I wouldn't trust them, but they would all rat him right out because they had and have in the past. Okay, they used to get really angry with him and his relationship with me because they were always like, you have like the greatest girlfriend in the world and I don't understand you. So
Right.
they were
Which
always
people
pretty quick to like
tell
rat him right
him.
out and be like, oh, he's been here on my couch for the last 2 freaking days, you know.
Right.
Or whatever, but they were all like, no, I haven't seen him. Like, seriously, like, is he left riding? Like, do you want us to go looking for him? We had search parties out of his own friends. I called him. It was like 4 in the afternoon now. The last I had seen or heard from this guy was at like 9 a.m. when he said he was going to his mom's to go riding for a little bit and bring home diapers.
Right.
I think come 4 o'clock the next afternoon when I can't get a hold of you on the phone, your mom says she hasn't seen you since last night. None of your friends have seen you. I should be concerned.
Right.
As your fiance, I should be highly concerned.
You should.
So I called and I left a message on his voicemail and I said, if I cannot find you or hear from you in the next hour, I'm calling the police.
Right.
He calls me back in less than 3 minutes.
Okay.
And his response is, don't you ever call the police because I don't answer you.
Excuse me. You just disappeared after proposing, and I shouldn't know where you went. Like, I shouldn't be able to, like, check in on you because, you know, we're supposed to be engaged now. And I just feel like, what are we doing here? Like, is this supposed to be like a union, a partnership, a melding of the two
What?
experiences? And I don't
What
even ask
exactly
you
is
where you
this?
went. Yeah, what is this? Like, what is this? Like, I get it.
Okay, so here I have this guy. And then
Dude, I'm insane.
he just like basically tells me don't ever call the police because I don't answer you, and then was like, I need a break.
I need a
I
break.
need time. I need time to think about this.
I need time to think about this.
And then he was like, I'll get back to you.
I'll get back to you.
And then
Was
I
this
didn't
a
hear from him
business
for like,
call? Was this a business proposition? Like, what was this? Like, my people will talk to
then
your people?
then he like said he was going to take the weekend. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And then the weekend was over and he still didn't come back. Or maybe he did. I can't remember if that was the time that he came back and like took a shower, went to sleep, got up in the morning and left by 7 and didn't even see the kids or me or anybody. Or if he just didn't come back at all. I'm pretty sure it was the time he didn't come back at all. And then his excuse was that he couldn't afford the gas to get home. So I borrowed my sister's vehicle and I drove to him and I gave him money for gas. And that's when he came home. And he ended up, I took him money like mid-afternoon, and that asshole came home at like 10 o'clock at night, took a shower, climbed to bed, went to sleep, woke up at 7 and said he was going to work and left and never came back again.
Yeah.
And this time he answered his phone and told me he needed a break. He wasn't ready for this, all this shit and and you know, we were on a break. And then he decided to go running rampant with whoever and whomever, and I was trying to go over and see him and do stuff, and I was stuck out at my mom's, and I had no vehicle and no job and no money, and yeah, and it was ridiculous times. And then actually his aunt ended up coming and picking me and the kids up and moving us in with her in town so that I could get a job and do stuff. And he got real angry with his aunt for that too. And as a matter of fact, he still holds a grudge against her with that. He still to this day won't talk to her because of it. Well, that plus the fact that she was the one that was like, you know what, my nephew's a total loser, he's being a total loser, and fuck him, and you should come meet this other guy. And she is the one that introduced me to my husband.
She did. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Like,
she was absolutely the one that introduced me to my husband. And at the time that my husband met me, I was still recovering from the gallbladder stuff. And to be straight honest with everybody, they were still telling me that I was dying. They had actually told me that I had maybe a year because of the damage that had been done internally to me. As well as the new other issues that they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me, which later got diagnosed as Hashimoto's and thyroiditis. So I had those things going on, and I had to get glasses for a while. There was a whole lot. And he, meaning Bio Dad, was nowhere to be found for any of this. I couldn't even freaking find him to put the oldest into school. They wanted a signature from him since, you know, he was dad and I was mom. They wanted permission from both parents for him to go to pre-K, and I couldn't even get a hold of him to freaking sign the paper. or do anything. So I ended up taking him for child support because that gave me a paper that the school would accept instead of his signature. And we couldn't even find him to serve him with the freaking paperwork. And then when he finally did get the paperwork, he requested a blood test. And tried to say that neither one of them are his. And like, none of you would understand this, but Scarlett completely understand this. And if you could see her face right now, it would be eyeballs, 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 eyeballs. Because I don't even know if she knows that he requested a paternity test.
What?
You didn't know that, did you?
Hold on. Like, the child's already in school. Why you been playing this long? If that's the case, you just playing daddy in this bitch? Like, what?
Yeah, he requested a paternity test for both of the children. So then he requested this and then found out it was by blood, which means that they have to take his blood, which means he's not going to let that happen because he's highly freaking afraid of needles. So he didn't show up for 2 paternity tests that he requested.
Wow. If I was the judge, I would have charged him for them. Like, you're gonna pay for those now, even if they didn't exist.
The third one he showed up for, only because I literally went and picked him up.
Wow.
And I stopped on my way to the courthouse because this particular paternity test wasn't scheduled at the hospital. It was scheduled at the courthouse with mouth swabs instead of needles.
Right.
So I literally went and swung by his house and he was there. And I was like, you have a paternity test today. Get in the car. And he was like, what paternity test? I didn't ask for a paternity test. He still swears to this day that he didn't ask for a paternity test, yet they have papers signed by him asking for a paternity test on both of these children.
Wow. How you gonna lie?
He says his mom did it, not him, and he didn't know.
Okay.
But even the freaking people doing the paternity test refused to do a paternity test on both kids.
Right.
And here's why. Because she literally looked at the children and looked at him, and they all 3 are identical.
Right.
And thus she was like, we will test the youngest.
Right.
Because no. We'll test the oldest. They tested Mike because when Mike's paperwork went through for the birth certificate and everything, Chris didn't push hard enough to go through all 3 copies, and thus there was no father's name on the birth certificate.
Oh, right.
But David had his name on the birth certificate. So they said that they would only do Mike because his name wasn't on there, and they were only doing it so that they could put his name on Mike's certificate.
Oh, yep.
So they did that, and he came back 99.9% genetically the father.
Yeah. Daddy, you is the daddy.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted so bad to frame that paper and put it on his front porch with an apple pie.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yes. And see why this is dangerous, y'all. Why that's dangerous, y'all, is because apples. He can't eat apples. He allergic to apples. So yeah.
Right. It's not as good as a bag of dicks, though.
It's very good as a bag of dicks. Okay, so apparently, you guys, they have these new dick companies, right? That if you don't like someone, right, I guess you can send them like a bag of dicks.
Like exploding dicks.
Yeah, like exploding dicks.
Like you open a bag and like confetti dicks are everywhere. And then like you can order different packages and stuff, like different sizes. And like I only know this, okay, because I have a friend and there was thing, and she sent her ex a bag of dicks because he's not going to his granddaughter's first birthday party for some dumbass reasons. Um so she sent him an anonymous bag of dicks. And when he opened it, um, it exploded confetti dicks all over him, in his face, all over his living room, everywhere. It's going to be everywhere for a really long time with glitter and everything. And then there was a can in there. And when you open that up, it springs out a 5 foot black dildo at your face with more dick confetti. And then there's like all these different boxes and stuff in there.
Can we call it dick fetty?
Right. And then like there's all these other things in there, like boxes and stuff, and everyone like explodes a different like dildo or whatever in your face, and you order the ones that you want. And so she sent this exploding thing.
I cannot get my hair not to stick out. What's the heck's going on?
I don't know, man. Mine's always, like perfect now.
Shut up, man. I don't want to hear your crap.
Well, whatever. Just come down here and they can do your shit.
I'm trying to get my shit to just lay right. It'd be beautiful if it would just lay right.
Well, see, you should just come down for a visit and then they can do your hair.
Right.
There you go. There's your next hair appointment.
Right.
Tell Mr. Tire.
I gotta get my unicorn hair first. So. It's not unicorn hair, so we make it brighter than this and then do like super cool colors. That's pretty good. Like that holographic or opal hair or something like that.
Right.
Or have you even seen like the little painted look where it's just like a little piece of it like in the middle here? It's like
no, homie. Oh no.
Cool.
I have to like, gosh, I got to remember to do it. I keep forgetting to. Remind me to order hair dye.
Yeah, I will actually.
Okay, because my hair is red, right, y'all? Okay, it's this color. It's red. It's supposed to be this color. Okay, it's only this color down here now because all up here is not really red anymore, y'all. You can't really see it because the light sucks and everything. But if this was daylight,
you can tell your ponytail is red though. In the car, you can tell that's red. Yeah.
Because the bottom of my hair is all red like it's supposed to be, and now I got to dye the top to match the bottom because the top's all coming in gray.
Damn, gee. I'm sorry.
Not gray, silver.
Damn,
because it's like reddish gray.
I'm getting some roots already, but that's to be expected. But still, it's only been like a week or so.
Oh no, man! The last time this all came down, see, you can see all this. This is all silver. This is all since David's accident. I'm also gonna say, like, and the last time I took it out of braids and actually like had it all brushed and was like really looking at it, I was scared. Like, this much of my hair has silver in it all of a sudden, and like not that much, I guess, maybe about this much of my hair. Yeah, about this much of my hair now has silver in it, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, where did it all come from? Well, I mean, I realize I'm 41, but like at the same time, like I didn't have that before. It was still coming in red. It was still looking good. So I gotta order stuff. And I mean, I used to dye it to make it like brighter, like a brighter red, because I mean, my hair is pretty bright red most of the time, but I like it to be, I like to pick it up sometimes and make it brighter red. So, I'm used to doing that, but like now I gotta dye this to match this because it doesn't match anymore.
Right. Oh, you're getting white on your temple. I haven't got any grays yet. I don't know if I will. My grandmother didn't get them till she was older. My mom was already gray. So I feel like
Listen,
it could happen. Like my mom was like white haired by 30. So
I
like
done explained, I done said, I didn't have all this until David's accident.
that's real.
I
That
had a
really
few
real.
that were coming in, and I had like, and I still do. It's still very much a stripe down my head. Like the witch's stripe is what they used to call it. And I had one that had started, but it wasn't real bad. It wasn't wide or anything. But like now it's like this much and like this much of my hair is coming in all that silver red now. And I'm like, oh my God, it's gotta go. It's gotta go. I'm not that old yet.
Getting old. Getting old.
Well, I often question myself too, like, why am I so tired after work, for instance?
Right.
Like, well, gee, Red, is it because you just spent like 16 hours planting plants in a field by hand and you're 41 years old? I wonder.
Right. That could be.
I mean, I'm starting to understand that whole the mind is willing, the body not so much theory now.
Right.
And we went straight. It is damn hard work. Okay, listen, Bonnie, do not be deceived. It is damn hard work. I just got done planting 40 acres that way. 40 acres. I mean, we have somebody that's on a tractor in front of us and they dig the hole. The hole's put down, the water's put down, and then we come behind, we put the seedling in and we actually plant it, like pack the dirt around and make sure it's planted. But during that time, I walked 13 plus miles every day for a week.
And I would walk 500 miles on it.
Yes. Okay. 13 miles plus every day for a week, planting plants behind a tractor. And this was my world. This is what I did. And then we went straight from that to let's harvest the greenhouse.
No.
So we did a full greenhouse harvest. Yeah, right. That's what I wanted to do, but not what we did. And so we went directly into let's harvest the greenhouse.
Right.
Yeah, rogue stripe. Exactly, Pam.
Yeah, rogue stripe.
So we went straight into harvesting the greenhouse. We did that for a week.
Right.
Then we had this last week, we were supposed to be planting the other 40 acres.
Right.
That got canceled and put off till next week. Okay. That being said, instead, we spent all last week de-leafing the new greenhouse plants because we had plants in the nursery is what I call it. So we moved the plants from the nursery over to the greenhouse, over 1,000 plants, over I don't know how many plants, dude. I really don't. I can't count them anymore. Okay, and
Oh, I love
so
berry picking. I mean, I don't know if I would like berry picking if I had to, but I used to love berry
right.
picking. I'd have made
Yeah,
sure
me
somebody
too.
found my mouth instead of the bucket. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, man. I always came home with stained mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go berry picking and then you try to come back to grandma's and you're like, this all berries I could get, grandma. And she's like, mm-hmm.
Lies. Right? I know. Like grandma's like, no. Right.
Right. Like, I don't see that all over your mouth.
Like, you know you're lying. Right. Open your mouth.
Right.
Red tongue. God.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Cucumber picking is a bitch because they're pokey. I hate cucumber bushes. They're pokey as shit.
Those were the days, man.
Right?
So, um, hold on. Let me check stuff.
Do 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 do.
Neighbors still got weird lights on over there.
Maybe they're fixing something.
Oh, well, you know, yeah, yeah, probably. Okay. So, no stalkers.
No.
Everything's set for July 4th.
Right.
I'm going to take him and drop him off at Branda's at
Right.
8 a.m.
Okay.
They're going to get the horses ready, get the tack and everything, get everything loaded in the trailer, get the horses trailered up, and then head up to the trail. We are going to Sheep Creek.
Okay.
That's going to give me time to come home, collect stuff. And that's going to give us time, or give me time to get here and pick up stuff and get out there before them and get stuff set up. I told everybody to get there like 10:30ish. Because I figure by the time they get the horses loaded and everything, they're not even going to get there till like 9:30, 10 anyway. And then they got to ride the horses up a while before they're going to hit us. So, like, they're going to be getting to us probably around 11:30ish, which if people come between 10 and 10:30, then I'll be getting cooking started and doing all of that. So when he rolls up, there's going to be a literal party in the midst of happening where we get to turn around and be like, surprise. Happy birthday. And then he gets to find out that the horse is his, and he gets to bring him home with Velma. Branda ordered him reins. He has a saddle, has a bridle. He has a brand new snaffle bit.
Okay.
But you know, things that he needs, he really just needs some gift cards to like Murdoch's, Big R, Tractor Supply.
I'll see what we could do.
Western wear. He needs jeans, lots of jeans. You know, he needs all things horse related, tack, all of that. That's why I said he needs gift cards to these places where he can just go get the things he needs. And eventually he's going to need a good saddle and stuff. So we're in the market. He's got a saddle that he can use and it's decent and it's okay, but he's going to outgrow it pretty quick.
Right.
And I'm in the market now for a saddle myself. So
Giddy up, giddy up.
well, she's so young. Thelma's so young. That's really the only reason that we're not green breaking her yet, really, is because she literally just turned a year old.
Right.
Like, she's super young. So I can't break her and ride her until she's 2.
Yeah.
Otherwise I'm gonna sway back her. And I'm not
Yeah.
gonna
You
do that. You know, she needs that time. And plus, no, she's not, Bonnie. She's only a year. And she was born in the wild. So she got ripped away from her mother probably long before she should have been. And she hasn't had the correct nourishment for that process. I mean,
Yeah, because
she's
how
turned
long
out.
do they nurse? How long do they nurse? Like, do they nurse for like the first year?
I do believe that they nurse for just about I don't know if it's 6 months or a year.
Right.
But
But it's
either
long.
way, yeah, it's a long time. And either way, we've determined that Thelma was probably taken from the herd at about 3 to 4 months.
Okay. Right.
Which means she was robbed of some vital nourishment.
Right.
And even though she's been with Branda, Branda gives her what she knows, you know what I mean? And but still, with her being born in the wild, being taken so young and everything, I don't even want to try to push her. I want to give that spine longer to really build up. And she comes home on Saturday. This Saturday coming up. So I'm super freaking excited about this. And so when she makes it here, I'm going to actually put her on goat's milk.
Yeah.
I'm going to soak feed in goat's milk for a minute for her to help her bones and everything. And just get some of that good nourishment into her. Because she is lacking it. And you know, I know that goat's milk will do some amazing things for her. And Smokey too, I'm going to put him on it because he doesn't necessarily need it, but he's so old that he could use those, yeah, he could use those extra vitamins and minerals. And we already have to soak his food down for him because of his teeth, right? So I just figure if I soak it with goat's milk instead of just water, that'll be better.
Yeah. Get more nutrients.
Yeah, exactly.
That's for sure.
And I want to make a goat's milk and oatmeal paste because he's got some spots on him that they've had looked at by the vet a few times, and the vet says that, you know, he's a black horse in direct sunlight, and it just tends to happen, I guess she says.
Right.
And then it's nothing to really worry about, but it makes these little bald spots on him, and they remind me of hot spots on dogs.
Yeah.
So I want to make him a little you know, maybe I know I want to use oatmeal and goat's milk and maybe some honey, and I want to put it on a couple of these spots and see if it helps him at all. You know, because I think I can help that. I'm also gonna start infusing their water with herbs and stuff like I do with the goats.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You know, with extra minerals and stuff, and we'll start doing the wormings and all of that through that way. Now I'm not as dumb as some people I think I am, because I have had horses in the past. So I'm not unfamiliar with what it takes to take care of them, and I know that everything can't be completely holistically done for them, but the majority of everything that I know for them I can do pretty much holistically. The only things I can't really do holistically are float their teeth.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna have to have the vet come out and do that, because I am not doing that to my horse.
Right.
And this one comes with a whole lot of stuff too, like, because she's wild caught and all, so there's brand inspections and everything that we gotta do this week. Wormwood.
Good old wormwood.
Yeah, easy to remember. Worms, wormwood. It kind of says it in the name. Yeah, wormwood and mugwort. Yes, ma'am. Horses, goats, cows.
Yeah, horses do have sometimes different stuff that they can't have, but I don't think
Yeah,
that's one of them.
no.
Yeah, it's
Also,
100%.
yeah, for a livestock period. But also horses, in particularly, my horse, when I had her, it was long before learning my herbs and holistics. So, you know, to be fair, that's a reality, right? And I'm honest, so that's a reality. I didn't have the training that I have now. So, to be straight honest with everybody, I used tobacco with my first horse to worm
Right.
her. I would just go get tobacco. Where I lived, though, I was in Indiana, and I had better access to things, because we could go not that far and hit an Indian reservation and get, you know, pure cut tobacco grown there on the reservation. So, now what is that light?
No. Who's
Huh.
it coming from?
In front of me. Somebody just turned a huge spotlight on in front of me. Like, probably 4 acres away. So that's going to be 4 lots away. So that's going to be the corner house. Oh, those are the town people that have moved out here, and they are you ready for this? Are you ready for this, Scarlett?
I am.
They're the people that moved here from town and think that their gutter business is a great idea.
Gutter business. What you need
Mhm.
gutters for out there?
How many houses you see when you was out here had gutters?
I don't think I saw any that had gutters. I wasn't looking too tough, but I don't feel like there were.
No, there wasn't, because there isn't. That's real. There wasn't because there isn't. And I guess, like, he probably had this business before they moved out here, and they just thought they were going to move out here and it was going to, like, be awesome, I guess.
Right.
And but listen, you just moved to the valley, homie. Like, we don't really get rain. we're more likely to get hail before we get rain, in which case we really don't want gutters because the hail just rips them off.
Yep. That's true.
Mostly everybody's roof here is like this, like
Right.
severely pointed, and there are no gutters because it doesn't rain, and we get a ton of snow.
That's true.
Okay, who wants gutters full of snow falling off? That's what happens. Usually about the only thing the gutters catch all year is the frickin' snow. And right, it's too heavy for gutters, and it kind of defeats the purpose of the roofs all being like this, because all the roofs are like this so that the snow falls off of them.
Right.
So that our roofs don't cave in. Because that's real.
That is real.
Yeah, most of our roofs here are corrugated metal. Yes, Pam, actually, I think I am gonna breed her. Because actually, I know the man that has the stud already. He's got a really good, he too was a rescue wild Mustang. And he got him at an auction, and he got him with his brother. And I guess while being trailered over, between being bought and him getting over there to get them, there was some sort of a fight that happened between him and another horse, and he got hurt pretty bad. And Gene's never really been able to ride him because of the injuries that he endured, plus the fact that he was wild bought or caught, and then Gene was the first person to purchase him, and Gene was also then the one that doctored him. So any form of bond and trust that would have been there was immediately lost, and he'll never be able to get that back. But he's kept him because he knows he's a good boy. He just doesn't like him anymore. Like, I can go over and he lets me pet him and he lets me love on him. I would never try to ride him, though. He's a little too wild for that. But he makes some beautiful babies, and he's like 8 or 9 now. So he's not that old. He's still pretty young. And Gene's already made mention when he found out about Thelma that, oh, I have the stud for her. And I was like, I know you do. Because I would love to have his bloodline with hers, because he is an amazing boy. And if he would let someone work with him enough, he would be great. But he's never going to let Gene do that. And Gene's never going to give up hope that he's going to let him do it. And thus, Gene won't turn him over to anybody else.
Right.
And he'll just be Gene's guy that he goes out and feeds and pets his nose and tells he loves every day for the rest of his life until Gene dies. And Gene will probably die long before the horse. I hate to say that, but Gene's older,
Right.
I mean, and he's, you know what? I'm going to call him, I wish I knew his name, but the dad from the ranch. Sam Elliott in the ranch. The TV show, or well, I think it might just be a Netflix show though. The Ranch. That's him. He resembles Sam Elliott. I'm not going to say he's spot on, but he resembles him And his mannerisms, the way he speaks, everything about him in the ranch is this man in his everyday life. Like, you could have modeled that show from him in his life.
That's funny.
Except there doesn't seem to be, well, you know what? No, because even his relationship with his wife in that movie is pretty much his relationship with his wife here. She has her own RV on the property, and she spends many a night in it because she doesn't want to be around him.
Sad.
He's an old rough cowboy. Very old, very rough cowboy. And, in the ranch, Sam Elliott's wife has an RV that she lives in because she can't stand to live with him. But when they're not living together, they can be having sex, having a relationship, and be great. But the minute they live under the same roof, they fall apart. And that's them. I see it all the time between those two, him and his wife. And I love both of them. They're great, excellent people. And yeah, they're marvelous people. They just he's so funny. He's hilarious. I don't think he doesn't mean to be funny. If that makes sense. Like, he's hilariously funny, but he doesn't mean to be. Like, he's not setting up jokes. He's really just like being himself. It's just hilarious.
Right.
And some of the things that man comes up with, oh boy, man. I tell you what, he's spicy. But so is she. She's pretty spicy too, and I love her to pieces. She's a doll baby. And they raise German Shepherds. They have some of the best German Shepherds I've ever laid my eyes on.
That's awesome. Bonnie, isn't that what Sherman is? So yeah.
Yeah, he is pretty freaking. He is a pretty great actor. Yeah, Sherman is a German Shepherd.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I remember her saying that, so I was like, "Oh yeah, German Shepherds."
How much does Sherman weigh, Bonnie? I'm just curious, because like his big breeder that he breeds, Judge is his name. Judge is almost 180 pounds, and he's not fat. He's just really tall. He's super tall, and he's like real wide at like his chest. But the rest of him, I mean, he looks pretty normal, like the normal German Shepherd. Just he's huge. All of his kids are huge. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, Sherman's going to be a big boy too. You know what? I don't know exactly what his lines are, but I know that he claims that they're $1,000 dogs. Like, he claims their bloodlines are amazing. I've never asked to look at their paperwork, but I mean, they're all like registered and papered and all of this stuff. I mean, they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous Germans. And they're all pretty well trained. He keeps trying to give me one, and I'm like, dude,
Sherman
I don't.
was 2,000. She said Sherman was 2,000, so that's not too
Yeah,
bad then.
he says that. Yeah, he says that his are like $2,000-$3,000 dogs. Yeah.
Nobody.
And he says that he could probably charge more than that. With their lineage. Yeah. I know Judge's dad is a grand champion. AKC grand champion. And I know that Judge's mother is a dam of merit through AKC. I'm sure he probably could get that if he didn't live here in the valley. And I think he does get that from some people. Like, he gets big money for some of these because he's had people that have flown out here to get dogs.